I did the awkward as hell. What the hell? I wrapped my hand over like this, and I wrapped my hand over like this and pressed start. What the hell? Anyways, what's up, y'all? If you didn't read the title from the lighting, you should be able to tell. Scary stories. I thought I want to start 2025 off with either a classic or something that's requested often. And me being the lazy bastard I am, I said, we're just gonna stick to a classic, right? Y'all are gonna get your cranial nerve exam sooner or later, I promise. But it is not today. Yeah, happy New Year. Hope everything's been going well for you so far. I'm not gonna waste y'all's time. We're just gonna get right into it. I'm tired. Oh, I forgot I brought this. Gotta be quiet with this so my mom doesn't get on my ass, because I am drinking this at like 11 p.m., I believe. Can't get my finger under it. My finger. Ow. So it doesn't break your ears. Damn, I look strong in this angle. What the fuck? Y'all see that too? He says, stop it. We all know you're built like a twig. Alright, bro. Alright, bro. There you go. That shit good, huh? He said, no, this is breaking my bladder. This is breaking my heart, my lungs. Not your lungs. You right, not your lungs. Alright, look. I was in a call with some friends the other night, and what am I trying to say? Oh, right. We were playing a game, but it got really boring, but we wanted to keep grinding. So my friend Wisdom, he was like, yo, let's put something on in the background. I'll play it super loud so you can all hear. I'm like, okay. And they brought up scary stories or something. So I said jokingly, guys, I've done scary stories on my YouTube channel before. I'm like, oh, really? Let's go check it out. I'm like, okay. So they started playing it. And listening to my scary stories videos, I realize how often, how frequently, and how long the pauses actually are. Like, not just the frequency of it, like how long they last, bro. I was asking Wisdom, yo, did you pause the video? And he said, no. And I was just thinking, oh, okay. I paused that long, what the fuck? Anyways, the lighting might be different than usual. I don't know what it is. Is the light usually more? Hold on, you stay right there. The thing is, the light doesn't come any more this way than it is right now. So I don't know what's going on with it. Whatever. So, the video we were watching, I heard myself say, oh, there's a part 2 to this story. I'll read it for y'all in the next one. I don't know if that was the last Scary Stories video I did, but if it wasn't, sorry, I didn't get to part 2, but today we are. So, if you want to be in the loophole, is that right? If you want to be in the loop and know what we're talking about, what we're reading, go to the last video. I read it there. I read part 1 there. Let me figure it out. If I put my iPad here. Oh, do I usually... I'm trying to figure out how I usually sit when I do this. Like I said, everything feels weird right now, like different. I guess this works. Maybe. Alright. I've been getting out of breath really easily recently. I don't know what it is. especially when I whisper or try and speak softly like this. It's very strange. So, let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Is this good? Right here, right here, right here. I think we good. All right. Like, look, bro. We're 5 minutes into the video and I still haven't started reading. That's what I mean. Not just the pauses, but I talk so damn much and talk so damn slow that I drag it out a lot. It's probably why when I check statistics, a lot of y'all quit watching the video after 3 minutes. Because y'all don't want to hear all this. Y'all just want to get right to the video. But you knew whose video you were clicking on when you clicked on it. So you knew what you were getting yourself into. Alright, bro. My missing husband came home, but I know it isn't really him. Part 2. Let's get right into it. I want the iPad to be in frame, but like, yo, we might just have to turn the lights back on, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah. Sorry, I'll figure it out for next video, but this one, I just gotta do it like this. Alright. You get comfy, get your popcorn, get your drinks, whatever it may be. Am I good here? I think I'm good here. Do I look professional? My mother is coming out. Or not. Weird. Maybe you heard her door. It's really loud. Out of breath, bro. Dude, 7.5 minutes in and I haven't even read the first word of the damn story. Like, what is this, bro? Anyways. My missing husband came home, but I know it isn't really him. Part 2. Let's go. Let's get right into it. Turn my brightness down a bit. Okay. Here we go. Hi, everyone. I want to thank you all for your concern and support. Even though I'm not giving out my real name, I obviously took a huge risk by telling anyone this at all, and I'm so grateful you've tried to be helpful. I'm so sorry for the delay in updating. I've had some things to figure out, so I'll start with what I know. 1. My husband is dead. In the end, I decided not to dig up the petunias. It was a rash, unadvisable notion which I have since abandoned because I realized how much worse things could get if I was caught. I've been smart about the whole thing so far, and I'm not about to throw that all away. It's too big of a risk. I did, however, thoroughly examine the flowers and the earth around them for any signs of disturbance, but I found none. Of course I found none. I don't know what I thought had happened, that my garden was some sort of pet cemetery and my husband had clawed his way back from the beyond. Even to me, of all people, that sounds crazy. No, my husband is dead. In my heart, I know that beyond any shadow of a doubt, which means that whoever is in my kitchen right now is a complete stranger. Number 2, he looks and sounds exactly like Rick. His parents don't even notice the difference, for heaven's sake. But he doesn't act like him at all, which tells me again that he is a stranger, that he never knew me before this, and he certainly never knew Rick. He doesn't enjoy the things Rick enjoyed. He doesn't say the sort of things Rick said. He doesn't complain, doesn't raise his voice, doesn't lie or gaslight or cheat. Frankly, he's a better husband than Rick ever was. Honestly, when I think about it like that, I'm almost tempted to just let it go. I tried to let it go, not to get caught up in worrying and just accept my new life for what it is. But I find myself unable to let it go. Bro, who would be able to let this go? The fuck? You killed your husband, And now he's like back to life, but not him. Who would be able to let it go? Let's be honest. Because even though this man seems ordinary and kind and reasonable, there's one thing that scares me still. Oh? Okay, what is it? For someone to have so confidently taken Rick's place, they would somehow have to be sure themselves that the real Rick would not return to complicate their plans. Ooh, that's true. However innocent or sinister those plans may be, whoever this man is who is calling himself Rick, he must surely know that Rick is dead. And if he knows that, I would bet anything that he also knows how she killed him. I've gambled with my life and my freedom before. I don't intend to do so again. A couple of you suggested that Rick might have had a twin that for whatever reason I never knew about, or perhaps a doppelganger who saw his chance at a more comfortable life took it. Either of these seemed to me to be the closest to the realm of possibility, so they were the first theories I set out to confirm or disprove. A DNA test would surely be able to confirm whether this man is my husband's twin or someone completely unrelated. Of course, I was hardly going to tell him about it. At best, he would refuse, and at worst, well, I didn't want to find out. But worst thing that happens is it's gonna damn, hey honey, can I get your spit, your saliva for a DNA test? And dude, he's gonna stare at you like that. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. He's gonna be staring at you. And then you know what's gonna happen? His mouth is gonna, he's gonna turn to the goddamn Among Us. You know when you get killed in Among Us by the imposter? Yeah, I'm talking about Among Us in 2025. Get off my dick. You know when Among Us, when you get eaten, you see that little cutscene, and his damn mouth opens up, and you know what I mean? That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. It's over with. It's over. Where was I? Oh shit. Where was I? There we are. So about a week after my last post, I ordered 2 separate DNA tests designed for finding one's relatives and ancestors, and had them delivered whilst Rick was at work. Then, a few nights later, I waited until he was asleep. Actually asleep. Not half asleep, and staring. And I pulled out a few strands of his hair. Not enough that it would be noticeable in the morning, but sufficient amount to send away How you doing? Good? Not good? You'll be alright. Alright, it's gone. Let's continue. Where was I? Sufficient enough to send away in a little tube to be analyzed. Much to my relief, he didn't wake up. I'm not sure how I would have explained it if he had. I sent the hair away to the DNA test companies, and they told me that I'd have to wait a couple of weeks for the results. And in those couple of weeks, things have gotten stranger, shall we say. Oh, Lord. I'm trying to get in a position where I can... This feels so weird. I don't know how I've been doing it in the videos up till now, but it's not working anymore. Maybe this is good. Alright, let's see how things are weirder. You see, I've noticed that Rick never seems to eat of his own accord. Like, he'll make dinner for us both, but that seems more to do with when I mention that I'm hungry than with his own desire to eat. He doesn't snack between meals. He never goes for a glass of water. I don't even think he takes anything with him to work for lunch. There's something else too. Rick's beard trimmer is still in its box, exactly where he left it 6 months ago, covered in dust and quite obviously unused. Excuse me. And yet, Rick has been home for nearly a month and his beard doesn't seem to be any longer, even though he used to trim it twice a week. On top of that, the staring has become a frequent occurrence. Fuck no. If y'all don't remember, I remember because, like I said, I listened to the first story, with my friends in the call. If y'all don't remember, one night, our main character here was sleeping with Rick, and she woke up to see him laying right next to her, you know, in the bed, like couples do, sleeping. Like that, right? Except she opens her eyes and sees him like this right next to her. Just like that, bro. Just staring. And then she said, "Honey, what's wrong?" And he just stared for another 30 seconds and then said, "Oh, sorry, honey. I just forget that this is real sometimes." Or something along the lines of that. That's what he said. So that's what she means by the staring. Just a little recap. I fucking hate on top of that, the staring has become a frequent occurrence, not just in the middle of the night. I catch him watching me during the day too. Always looking away or laughing it off whenever I notice him doing it. I don't like this. Anyway, I might as well tell you why I'm writing this now, because I can't make head nor tail of the situation anymore. The DNA test came back in the mail this afternoon, before Rick came home from work. I opened them quickly, eager to see who was included in the list of relatives, whether there were any names I recognized. Either way, it would answer my question. Would it? Would it? I don't know if it will. Only, I don't have an answer. Okay, there we go. All I have are more questions, because the first test came back as inconclusive, with a note from the company telling me I had to send them a viable hair sample in order for it to work. I didn't understand that. I'd cut the hair myself after all. And what did they mean by viable? But it was the second test that concerned me the most, where there should have been information about demographic and regional origin. There was nothing, only a line of printed black letters spelling out the word unknown in all caps. Where there should have been a list of relatives and ancestors, there was no one. Not just no one related to Rick. No, I mean no one. According to the DNA test, this man has no relatives, no family, no ancestors, no biological connections near or distant. That should be impossible, right? How can a person exist without any kind of relation? And how can he come from nowhere? I'm typing this up on the computer in the study with several tabs open on various Google searches. He's right behind her. He's right behind her. I guarantee it. She's typing this right behind her. She's gonna turn around. She's gonna see this. Hey, honey. Alright, bro. Tabs open on various Google searches as I try to figure out how this could be possible. The DNA test lies on the table behind me, taunting me with the evidence of everything I do not know. And then I hear it, clear as day, coming from the doorway behind me. What did I tell you? Rebecca? If I didn't know better, I'd say my heart stopped. I would know that voice anywhere. I never heard him come in, never even heard the door open. Dimly in the back of my mind, I recall that our door creaks every time it opens. How could I not have heard it? I turn over my shoulder towards not Rick, a false bright smile on my face. He is not smiling. His face is calm, but there's something hard about the line of his mouth that sets me on edge. What the hell is this? His voice is perfectly level, but something about it makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. There's an undertone to his voice that I haven't noticed before now, something low and subtly grating. Even the real Rick never sounded like that. He holds something up, one eyebrow arched. When I see what he's holding, my stomach plummets. The results of the DNA test. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought it was like he had a weapon or something, and then it was like the DNA test. I was trying to make sense of that. What the hell is this? His voice is perfectly level, blah, 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 blah. Something low, subtly grating. Voice perfectly level. Hold something up. One eyebrow arched. When I see what he's holding, my stomach plummets. The results of the DNA test. You think it's over with for her? You think it's over with? Over with. That's tough. That's tough. On to the next, though. What do y'all think of that? I think a part 3 could be interesting, but there is no part 3 posted. So, y'all just gonna have to make do with this. I don't think there's a part 2 anyways, or part 3, my fault. Yeah, there's no part 3. Unfortunate. That was good. I like that. I'd like to know more about what it is, the thing, you know, but this will have to do. I like it. What do you think it was? Some alien? Some fucking skinwalker? I don't know, man. Alright. I have a few saved ones. That sounded interesting. Let's see if they're short or long. Ooh, this one's a little long. It has 3 parts too. Oh no, this is for another day, bro. My wife forgot to delete her browser history. I can't believe what I found. I feel like I've read that before. To you guys. Ooh, I'll read this. Wait, that was part 2. Let me make sure it's not super long. Okay, it's not. There's a part 3 though. Man. Oh. Y'all don't understand. I just got, my whole body is shivering right now. No, we're reading this one. This better not be long. Okay, it's a little long, but there's no part 2. There is a part 2. They all have part 2s, bro. We're reading it. I don't care. This is scary, bro. All right, let's go. My son's camera monitor alerted. What's the time? 23 minutes. All right, we good. My son's camera monitor alerted in the middle of the night. I checked it out and saw my wife and son sitting on the bed. They weren't my wife and son. 5 years ago, by Rising Mac. I'm a nurse and I currently work nights. It's a total drag, but I'm hopeful I can go to days soon. What the fuck? Go to days soon since some coworkers are planning retirements. Anyway, I was working one night when... Damn motorcycle, bro. I was working one night when just after 3 a.m., my son's monitor alerted me to the sound and movement. No big deal at all. He probably just coughed loudly or sneezed or something. He's 3 now, so he generally sleeps out all night. I bring it up on my phone and I see him and my wife sitting on the bed. Again, no big deal. He might have cried or gotten scared or something. I was about to close the app when I noticed they were acting strange, almost creepy. And when I say almost creepy, I mean creepy as balls. They were sitting on the bed together, both of them just staring up at the camera. I don't like this, bro. Ooh. I don't like this. They were sitting on the bed together, both of them just staring up at the camera with blank, emotionless stares. The night vision is black and white, so they just had a white, eerie-looking eyes. They didn't move at all, aside from their visible breathing. They just sat there staring at the camera. I don't like this. It rings a couple times before she answers with a very groggy, hello? It was like she was dead asleep when I called, and she looked wide awake on the camera. "Hey, you guys okay?" "Huh? Yeah." Buddy, my son's nickname, came in like 15 minutes ago. Seemed scared, so I said he could sleep with Mama. I'm confused here, since I saw them in his room a minute ago. Literally 60 seconds had passed since I closed the app and made the call. Wait, so you guys are in bed? Yeah, I fell back asleep right away. Everything okay? Everybody keeps waking me up. She's kind of annoyed. Hang on a sec. I put her on speaker and bring up the app, hoping I don't see it. When the app loads, I get the pang of intense nervousness in my stomach that I haven't had in a long time. Since I was a kid in school and realized while I was eating breakfast a paper or something was due that day and I hadn't done it. What? My heart leaps into my throat. My wife and son are sitting on his bed looking up at the camera. Same emotionless stares. Hello? You guys are in bed, right? Yeah, we're trying to sleep. Well, I'm looking at his camera and I see you two sitting on his bed. Huh? No, we're in our bed. I know that's what you mean, but I'm looking at his bed and you two are in there. Hang on, she says. She's quiet for a sec while she brings up the camera on her phone. I hear this guttural, terrified gasp, like she had sucked all the air in the room into her lungs, filling them to capacity. I don't hear this kind of gasp from my wife often, usually only when she's truly afraid, like during a jump scare in a movie, or one time when we turned her back on our son for literally a second and he was down by the mailbox inches from the road. I hear rustling of sheets and the line goes dead. Of course, now I'm absolutely terrified myself, so I immediately call back. It goes to voicemail, so I call again. I call again and again with no answer. Finally, about after 4 minutes, she calls me. I tell you, that 4 minutes felt like 40 years. Hey, what's happening? I ask. She's absolutely hysterical and crying. I can't understand a word she says. Stop. Slow down for just a second, I say. She slows down enough to explain. They are in the car and driving to her parents. She looked at the camera, and when she saw what was on it, she got up and grabbed our son and rushed downstairs and out the door. Didn't even close the garage. Don't worry about it, I said. I'll drive by when I get off and close it. We live in a generally safe neighborhood, so I'm not too concerned the door is up. You will not go in there, she says. Hell no, I return. Why are we on the camera, she asked. Is it a recording? I don't know, I return. I'm gonna keep watching it and see if there's anything I can tell. Do our code words with Buddy. Buddy is their son, remember, nickname. We have code words because we're nerds. We've seen too many pod people and imposter movies, so we decided a long time ago to make code words with each other to be able to tell if any one of us was an imposter. We have a couple code words, but we also have 3-sentence stories we recite together. Each sang a different part alternately of each other. I hear her on the phone saying the things we taught our son. He giggles as he says them. He does every time we practice, since he thinks they're a joke and doesn't have any idea of the real meaning. We're both convinced he's our son. My wife then says our part, and I'm convinced she's her. We've made up these words as a complete joke to ourselves. I never once in my life imagined we'd actually need them. Unreal. She got to her parents safely, and it was hard to hang up. I told her we'll figure it out in the morning. Hopefully just a glitch. Hell no, that ain't no glitch, bro. Fuck no. She says she didn't think it was a glitch exactly. When she was running out, she had to run by her son's room and the door was open. There's a little flashing light on the back of the camera that indicates it's connected to the internet. It gives off just enough light that when she ran by, she thought she saw out of the corner of her eye a shadowy outline of what could have been an adult sitting on her son's bed. It sends chills down my spine to think about. It sends chills down my spine reading it, bro. Knowing they were safe and out of the house is the only thing that kept me at work that night. It was a long 4 hours, but I kept checking the camera every chance I got. Sure enough, they were still sitting on the bed staring up at the camera with emotionless gazes. Bro, every time I read about them sitting there staring at the camera, I get fucking cold and I get chills and shivers or whatever the hell you want to call it, bro. Fuck off. Lord. I studied them to see if I could see any pattern from their breathing to their blinking. Their breathing was steady and looked normal. It was their blinking that would tell me if this was just some kind of bizarre time-looped freak accident video or not. I intently stare at my phone and count the seconds between each blink, telling myself if this is a loop, then their blink should even and occur at the same time each time. There was no pattern to their blinking. It was erratic and random, just as a person blinking should be. The passing hours are what finally sealed the deal that this was not a weird looped video of some kind. My son's window is visible on camera, and I can see on camera that it is getting lighter outside his room. His curtains keep out just enough light to prevent the camera from exiting night vision, but lets in just enough to be able to tell the sun is rising. I try to figure out what the hell I'm going to do before I leave work. Calling the police comes to mind, but I talk myself out of it. First of all, what am I supposed to say? Someone is in my house that looks like my wife but isn't? Worse yet, what if they are entities of some kind and the police do go over and it kills them or something? I decide to tell my coworker about it. He's a firm believer in the paranormal and might have a suggestion. That's a good call. If you got someone close to you, or not even close, just someone you fuck with, and they believe in all this paranormal stuff, that's like probably the most reassuring, comforting person you could go to. I decided to tell my coworker, but his initial response of that's creepy as fuck doesn't help much, but he says he wants to go over and check it out. Nice. He says we both should, to see if not my wife will try to act like my wife. I tell him absolutely not, and he says we should at least go to the house even if we don't go in. I agree on that since I wanted to close the garage. We got to my house and walked around the perimeter first, not sure what we wanted to accomplish by that, but it felt like something we should do. The curtains were all drawn since nobody was there to open them in the morning, so we couldn't see anything. I went to close the garage and suddenly had this overwhelming urge to go inside and investigate. It was like I just had to know what was going on. So in I went, and so in we went. We walked through the kitchen towards the foyer where the stairs are. It's so quiet in our house right now, you could hear a feather drop. Forget the pin. We stop at the bottom of the stairs and wait a few seconds. I look at the camera again and they are still sitting there. I've never been so scared in my life. My coworker puts his foot on the first step and I suddenly say, "Stop," loudly. "Forget this, we're out of here," I tell him. "Come on." I start making my way back to the kitchen. We hear a loud creak in the floor from upstairs. It's my son's room. He has a very loud creaky board right in the middle of his floor that's almost impossible not to step on. My wife and I are still deciding if we ever want to fix it, because it will alert us if he's ever up to no good when he gets older trying to sneak out or something. Come on, I yell as I motion for him to move his ass. We're out of the house in about 2 seconds. Out on the street, I check my phone. Now only not my son was sitting on the bed, same blank stare. Not my wife was gone. "Holy shit," my coworker says. "That was stupid as fuck of us. Do not tell my wife we went inside. She would be so ungodly mad if she found out what we just did." I use my garage door opener in my car to close the door. Before we leave, I look at the camera. Again, not my wife was back on the bed with not my son, both staring blankly up at the camera, blinking every few seconds. That was all about 4 days ago now. Not my wife and not my son are still sitting on the bed staring up at the camera. They haven't moved a millimeter. We obviously haven't gone back to our house. What do we do? Bro, I don't like this. I feel like this is gonna keep me up tonight. I'm gonna be honest. Wow. I don't like that. This is definitely keeping me up. That's so creepy. Imagining that in my head, you look down at your phone, like a Ring app or whatever, you're supposed to see like your son sleeping or something. And I'm imagining the exact angle as well. It's like, say the so, okay, look. I imagine it like this. I imagine the camera up like this, and the bed is like this way. And they're like sitting on the side of the bed, but slightly turned. So it'd be more like this, right? The bed's like this, and they're like this. Looking like this, right at it. This is what I imagine. That's so scary, bro. Fuck no. That's so scary. Ooh, I'm kind of curious what happens. I might just record another video after this. It can't all be in one because that'd be way too long for a video. I might just record another one. I think I'm gonna do that. Look, if y'all can get, I'm not gonna ask like too much of y'all. I'll either drop this next one in a week, or either in a week, or when y'all get this video to 50 likes. $50 likes and it's y'all's. Deal? Deal. Alright. I hope y'all enjoyed. I know this was scuffed. My energy isn't too high, if you couldn't tell. I haven't been feeling well. Not like physically, I'm not sick or anything, but emotionally, you know, it happens. Happy New Year, again, if I didn't say it. Or even if I did say it. I hope you're doing well. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Have a great day. Have a great night. Sleep well. Whatever it may be. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Peace. Pow. I'm gone. Peace.